Hey, today we're going to look at computing the quadratic formula, which is x is equal to negative b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac, which we've previously shown how to derive this. And we've also shown a trick for computing difference quotients. And I'm going to kind of combine those two ideas. And the idea is, if you just take an example of 3x squared minus 7x plus 2 equals 0, and you just start going along like you would normally, what you end up with is x is equal to negative 7 plus or minus the square root of negative 7 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2, all divided by 2 times 3. Because you just plug it in, right? That's what they tell you to do, just plug and chug. And the problem with plug and chug is you're going to do the same things over and over again, and you're going to write more than you need to, and that'll make your work less clear. So if you're familiar with what to do here, you're going to actually just go inside this radical, simplify this piece here. Then you're going to take the square root, and then you're going to simplify what that gives you. So why not just do this? Why not first compute? Why not just compute b squared minus 4ac on its own? And then 2, compute the square root of that. And then finally, plug in. And lastly, standing orders, simplify. I'll put that in parentheses because this is always the last thing you do, is you simplify whatever you get. So we'll try it that way. So taking the same problem, what we're going to end up with is b squared minus 4ac is equal to, well, we already know what that is because it was just written over there. It's negative 7 squared minus 4 times 3 times 2. Just make that your first step. Write that. It takes less time for one, and it's obvious what to do. You just square negative 7 and get 49. And then you multiply 4 times 3, which is 12, times 2 is 24. And then you subtract those and you get 25. Notice that takes a lot less time than even just writing this first piece out. And then you're going to just take the square root of that. Depending on how lazy you are, you might just write square root of ... And the square root of 25 is 5. Happens to be really easy in this case. That's kind of luck because I made this example up, but is what it is. So here we have 5. And then what we're going to do is we're going to plug it in. X is equal to negative 7 plus or minus the square root. Well, we don't need a square root anymore. We know that that is 5 divided by 2 times 3. And then negative 7 is 7 plus or minus 5 divided by 6. Taking the high road, that's 7 plus 5 is 12 over 6. Taking the low road, 7 minus 5 is 2 over 6. Simplifying, we end up with 2 and 1/3 as our answers. So labeling the steps, this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. And if you look, that's a whole lot less writing than going through this way. And less writing in math, generally speaking, means less mistakes. Thanks for watching. See you next time.